What's up, YouTube? We have another video here on the 2024 Acura Integra Type S. It also works for the Honda Civic. We are going to be replacing the fuel pump inside the tank. Come with me and we'll get to it.
First things first is we have to remove this bottom seat. If you lift it up, you'll see that there's a clip right here, and all you have to do is put your fingers in there and pull back on this clip. There's one on this side and one on the other side, and then it'll lift up. 10mm bolt right back here. And then you're gonna dive into here. And right down where his fingers are, there's a 10mm bolt that you're gonna have to take out. Okay, this is what it looks like. Seat comes out, that 10mm on the right side is taken out, and the two front clips pops out, and then this is where we're at. We're gonna try to access this part right here. Below that is gonna be where the fuel pump is. I'm gonna pop the seat down. You have three 12mm bolts holding it down. You have two right there, and then you have one right here. Go ahead and take that out. All right, so with that seat out, this is what we're gonna access next. All right, so you're just gonna do a quarter turn on each of these Phillips heads. And then the whole plate will lift off. All right, on to the next part. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We took this plug off from right there. And then now we're gonna disconnect this line and that line and that line. All right, and you have to grab some rags. All these lines are gonna have fuel in it. This one is very simple. We just press these clips in right here, pulled it out. This one has a different style clip. You're gonna get a flat blade screwdriver under there, lift it up, and then pull it out. And then this one, there's two clips on the side, both sides. Push those in and pull it out as well. All right, once those are off, this will look like this. Now we're gonna remove this rubber cover. Now after you rip that out, you're just gonna take a flat-headed screwdriver, and then you're gonna hit it on the edge to unlock these slots. So you're gonna hit it this direction on one of these pieces right here, and then it's gonna move these clips over to the open space and it'll pop out. That's what it's gonna look like with the clip off. The best method is take a big flat blade or anything that's like has a flat surface, and then you're just gonna hit the end repeatedly till it loosens up. These are extremely tough, so don't give up, just keep hammering it. Okay, so when you got the fuel pump halfway lifted up, there is a clip right here that we've determined we have to take out. So this piece will give us room to pull it out. Okay, this is a closer look at what you're actually gonna have to do to get this pump out. It's very tight. You're gonna have to undo this hose. It's on the bottom. There's a clip on the side and on this side. You have to push those in, pop out this hose. Then you're gonna have to get a pair of needle nose pliers. You're gonna have to grab this and try to hold it on the backside of the tank. That will give you just enough room to wiggle out the pump. All right, we're gonna go ahead and swap the pump. So first things we're gonna do is take off this clip, just pry it out. Next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna unplug this wiring harness, push it in on both sides, and it pops right out. Then you're gonna push down on this hat. You're gonna see these C-clips right here. You're gonna pop those out. Once that's off, you just pull it out. Now we're gonna take this top off. There's three of them. 1, 2, 3. Just pry up on those things. There you go. And then you're just gonna pull it out. Pull out like such. Now you're gonna lay it over to the side. Go ahead and undo these blue clips. Should be one on the back side. Then it'll pop out. Pop out like such. you go. And you're gonna reuse this little spacer right here. And then there is a O-ring right up there at the top that you have to make sure take. All right, now we're gonna pop off this filter, and it is just pressed on. So you're just gonna pop it off. So now this is our new pump. We're gonna take cap off. Gonna take the provided filter. There you go. We're just gonna snap it on. As such, you're gonna hear like a little click. All right, so you're just gonna have to use all your might. Make sure it's lined up. Just push on something, push it down so it clicks. It's okay if you don't really hear it click. They're kind of just a press on fit. All right, so you're gonna reuse your plastic spacer, slide that on first, and then you're gonna put the washer on, the O-ring on. And we're gonna go ahead and slide it back into the unit. As such, it's gonna make a click, a popping noise, and then on to the next. Okay, slides together, slides the socket. Slides together, and then it clicks in as such. Alright, so now we have a provided wire, and we're gonna go ahead and insert it into this hole. It just clicks right in. Click back together the blue clip. Then we're gonna take our top hat, make sure the spring goes on the long side, and then that is going to slide in. Okay, now with that down, we're gonna put this little clip in as such, and then move on to the next stage. Alright, so you're gonna take both of these wires. You're gonna take the one that's factory, you're gonna take the one from your new pump, and they're gonna plug in right there. This is what it's gonna look like when it's all clicked in. And then now we are pretty much ready. All right, so we're gonna hold this to the side with our needle nose, and we're gonna gently try to slide this back in.
Try to make sure you have less than a full tank, unlike we did.
All right, don't forget to plug in this before you put in the rest of the way. And to get it seated, this piece goes on the bottom. And then now all right, once this is on there like such, you're going to take your piece and you're gonna hit it on the edge to make sure that this piece slides into that, slips into that. All right, so you have to consistently hit it till this little gap, little crest, matches up with that slot. It's gonna look like that. All right, we're just gonna plug everything back in. That one, that one, that one, that one. And then finally there's one under here that's gonna go number 2, and then the plug. All right, you're just gonna have to put that plug in from the plate. We just cut a slot in this so we get to slide it on and off easily. Then with that on there, you're just gonna go ahead and pop everything back in. Like such. Put your plate on. These are just quarter turn fasteners. And then you are set. Now for the easy part, we're just gonna slide in this top seat, bolt it in, and then slide in the bottom seat, and then we will be done.